Rostel. So inquiring minds want to know, will the weather impact voter turnout? And could rain give one of the parties more advantage than the other party?
Well, for insight, we turn to Mike Bender. He's an associate professor of political science and public administration at the University of North Florida. Mike, thanks so much for joining us. And is there any solid evidence that bad weather means bad voter turnout?
Oh, thanks for having me. For a kid that grew up watching John Hope on Tropical Update, I get a kick on being on the Weather Channel.
Yes, John Hope.
Yeah, but there is certainly some evidence that suggests that rain in particular and even snow can tamp down turnout just a little bit. When you really start to see impacts or when you have traumatic events, there's been talk about tornadoes perhaps, what that could do to particularly localized areas, but also here in Florida a couple weeks ago, Hurricane Michael devastated the Panhandle, and turnout in early voting in those areas is lagging behind the rest of the state.
Now, what about an advantage for one party versus the other? Republicans versus Democrats. Does one party have an advantage when you have weather, maybe rain on Election Day?
Well, the anecdotal evidence is that it's better for Republicans, and that bleeds into why folks go out to vote and how committed they are. If you're committed to vote, you're going to overcome these little hurdles like some rain. If you're on the fence, it's more likely to push you away and keep you at home. In certain areas, if there's more Republicans or more Democrats, it could disproportionately impact it. But typically, it's all about commitment and excitement and enthusiasm. And this election, Democrats tend to have a little bit more enthusiasm by and large. So I don't know that it would help the Republicans as much as people might think.
And talk to us about the different types of weather. What about the rain versus like the snow and voter turnout?
So there is some empirical evidence looking back at what rain does, and up to an inch of rain, you can reduce voter turnout by almost up to a percentage point, which can be significant in a razor-thin race. You know, here in Florida, we have those. Ohio has those, and they look like they might be getting some weather on Tuesday. So those are certainly things to keep in mind as you think about Tuesday and then turnout.
All right, great information. That's Mike Bender, Associate Professor of Political Science and Public Administration at the University of North Florida.
Thank you again.